Morning and welcome to the Pioneer High School Concert Band. My name is Matthew Sadowski, Director of Bands at University of California, Berkeley. It's a pleasure to be here today, listen to you perform. I hope you have a great performance and that my comments are helpful. I'll be back with you in just a moment when we start to play. Hold that note nice and good. Yeah, you brought the tuning together. Trumpets, good, but try to get it there a little sooner. Sounds like some of us are taking very shallow breaths. Like we're only taking in as much air as we think we're going to need. That's like putting, just enough gas in the car to get down the street. Usually when you pull over and get gas, you fill up the whole tank. Usually. The nice thing about air is that it's free. So it doesn't matter if you have one note. If you have one note, take in all the air. Get in that habit. I think everybody needs to do the forte piano in order for it to be effective right there. I think most people did but not everybody. Okay, pulse. Some people really want to take off here. You can't leave the rest of the band behind. Yeah, so the line in the middle there, dee-da, 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 dee. I think that's still articulated. It's still tongued. It is sustained, but it's not smeared. Dee-da, dee-da, dee. And we really want to try to tongue all of these notes on T, T, ta, ta, T, ta, T, 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 instead of T, ta, T, ta. I'm just here quite different lengths of notes. All right, so we're obviously needing to play with a forte sound here. That's what the music calls for. For wind players, there's a couple of ways to get that. One is to just keep the volume of air moving and just start moving more air. The other way is to do what I worry some of you are doing, which is to leave your tongue very tense so that your tongue is like in your mouth, like it's up it's up. And maybe right behind your teeth. Also, your soft palate is shrunk. What you've done is kind of change. You've taken your boba straw, if you will, of air, and you've turned it into a coffee straw. And the thing about a coffee straw of air is that, it feels like it's moving very fast. The air feels like it's moving really fast and like you're playing really loud, but it's very brittle and it's very easily broken. A thicker column of air. So it's counterintuitive because your body gets tired and your body wants to use air the way it uses to talk. You have to convince your body that you have an instrument in front of your face right now, and so this isn't talking. When people talk, they breathe into equilibrium, they take shallow breaths, they use their abdominal muscles when they have a longer sentence to say. But for music, we really want to get in the habit of taking in big gulping breaths of air, not tense air, but enough to make the air pressure inside your body much greater than the air pressure outside your body. Really good wind instrumentalists who do that, they are not actually blowing air into their instruments. They're allowing the air to be pulled out of their body through their instruments. And then near the end of the breath, they just very gently squeeze their abdominals to get the rest out. But some of you, I can hear and I can see, your tendency is to just kind of breathe into equilibrium. And that means that you're spending the entire time trying to push air from lower pressure into a higher pressure outside of you. So that initial breath of air really does matter. It really makes the difference. So we really want to make sure that, dee-da-dum, dee-dum, on the notes that are slurred, it's okay maybe for a little bit of note bending if you've talked about that, but dee-da-dum, dee-dum, that dee-dum, like dee-da-dee-dee-da, dee-da-dee-dee-da. I hear a lot of movement on the pitch on a single note. Bass drummer, I would recommend keeping your hand on the drum. The bass drum is just a little boomy and kind of whoa, whoa, instead of a boom, 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 boom. A little bit more subtle, kind of a rolling grumble back there. And since it would normally be a kick drum, you might even want to bring a big old bath towel with you just to hold on to it, just so you can get a little bit more point on a concert bass drum. Ding, da, dun, da. You've got to finish the notes. There's some really ragged releases here. Do appreciate that the rhythm section is able to get down and out of the way of the soloists. It's nice. So let's also remember, too, that bar lines help us keep the beats of music organized. But bar lines do not equal phrasing. Into 84, into 85. I heard a lot of people, almost everybody took a big old breath at the end of 84. Now, some people are allowed to do that because they have a rest on the downbeat, but most of you have notes. And you kind of took the biggest moment of the phrase and just sort of put a big old breath right in the middle of it. So make sure that you're thinking cohesively and don't let bar lines determine phrasing for you. Use your ears to do that. That's what all good musicians do. Okay, we are moving on with waltz number 2. Yeah, it's the pop pa, pop 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 pop. These are not quite together, and they sound a little tight. Sounds like we're using our tongue tat 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 instead of ta 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 ta, like two little darts or two little spit wads. Ta ta, not ta ta. Yeah, and same thing for all of us. Ta 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 tia tia ta tia ta 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 tia tia ta tia tia ta. Tuning. Hold it firm. Yeah. So again, make sure we're not smearing, nothing indicating, any kind of glissandi or anything. And I don't believe that you're trying to add those things on perfect. I think you just want to examine exactly and very clearly what it is you're trying to play and how we want to play. Yes, there's some jazz to it, but we'll have to be consistent and match each other. Might be a little bit overbalancing in the cymbal. Careful. Always, as a percussionist, look what's behind you whenever you enter a new hall. Some halls have big, thick curtains that suck up all your sound. Some of them, like this one, have a big resonant wood panel. Again, don't let bar lines determine phrasings. You can sort of group all of this into 4-bar phrases. And also, I'd like for you as a group to decide You're in 3/4, right? So what's the heaviest beat in 3/4? Most people are going to say 1, and they would be correct. 1. But then what's the next heaviest beat? And what's the lightest beat? What I'm trying to get at is the way that we perceive the pulse and the weights that we assign to the notes can depend on how cohesively we can perform as a group. So I can sort of hear right now that some of you are just kind of hearing like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Like 2 and 3 are almost the same, and 1 is just slightly more heavier than 1. Others I can hear are doing a really heavy 1, and then 2 is the lightest beat, and then 3 has some momentum. So some of you are conceptualizing this 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Others of you still, I can hear you're conceptualizing it as 3 is the lightest beat. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Like, what is it? What is it? It depends. It matters. It matters. I think we also just generally want to think more horizontal too, right? Instead of I mean, I appreciate that you're playing in pulse with each other, but the melody itself has very sort of like a monotonous, like and heavy and 2 and 3 and 4, and if you line these up or you split them up into 4-bar phrases, then there's even more lightness, right? There's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So even different ones, beat ones from measure to measure can have different weights. But right now, your beat ones are all the same weight, no matter whether it's in the middle of the phrase or the first of the 4-bar phrases. So it has kind of this, it sort of takes away a strong dimensionality of the music. And it goes from 1, 2, 3, 1, or 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, whatever it is that you agree to do, and it makes it hard for the audience to perceive that. Amidst all of that, too, we just really want to pay attention to tuning and our ability to match pitch as well. Trumpets and clarinets and saxophones. Sometimes the first part could really stick out quite a bit. It's very important if you're a second or third trumpet or second or third clarinet or second alto, second, third bone, that you are very comfortable filling out the part so that we can hear all the creamy center as well. We don't just want bass and treble and percussion. We want that middle part as well too. So thank you for coming today. Keep it up, and I hope this was helpful. Bye.